Sportsbooks have voided $77 million in wagers since Ohio's sports betting industry launched just last year.
And that doesn't set well with many bettors who complained to state regulators that their wins were unfairly wiped out. WCPO9 I-Team reporter Dan Monk dug into the details to learn why bets are being voided and how you can avoid such a fate.
How would you feel if your $100 sports bet turned into a $14,000 win?
We went nuts. There was pandemonium in my house when that hit, because you turn, what was it, $100 bet? Yeah, $100 into $14,000. That's a pretty good night.
That was before Garrett Price learned DraftKings canceled his bet.
Whether it was their algorithms, their software, somebody pressing buttons, I have no idea who or how, but somewhere on DraftKings end, something went wrong, and because of that, they wouldn't pay the bet.
The Dynasty
Price is a fantasy sports podcaster who bet on several players to get a certain number of assists in the first day of the NBA season last October.
The frustrating part was those lines had changed before the game started. So you would think if they realized that this was an error, they would have avoided the bet before the game even started.
Price was among 4 DraftKings customers who complained to the Ohio Casino Control Commission about that October 24th game between the Denver Nuggets and LA Lakers. But he says the commission never responded to his complaint.
I would have liked to at least hear why they were or weren't going to be able to intervene on our behalf. And we really kind of got ghosted in the whole process. So yeah, it was a little disappointing.
The commission says Ohio rules allow sportsbooks to cancel bets due to obvious errors as long as they clearly convey the reason for the cancellation to their customer.
We don't have much leverage. There's not much that we can do on our end.
The Massachusetts Gaming Commission plays a more active role in this area.
So I'm leaning toward not allowing these bets to be voided.
Massachusetts held more than 2 hours of hearings on DraftKings' request to void bets from that Lakers-Nuggets game.
The legitimacy of sports wagering depends on the establishment of clear rules governing how wagering will be conducted.
Jacob List is the Senior Director of Regulatory Operations for DraftKings. He blamed the error on bad data from a third-party vendor. That led to $4,200 in bets that would have cost the company more than $500,000 if they weren't canceled.
When an error affects multiple markets and customers notice and then they parlay them all together, that's an indication that the customers clearly know that's an error.
List says DraftKings found social media posts in which bettors spread the word of its faulty betting lines, but it still made partial payments to customers who didn't seem to be exploiting the error.
We didn't, necessarily feel as prudent to provide the same for, a customer that usually makes small bets, suddenly made 2 max bets on the market and then posted on a Reddit forum to tell other strangers to do the same thing.
In the end, Massachusetts allowed the void, but required DraftKings to refund bettors 3 times their original stake. Price says DraftKings should own up to its mistake and pay the bets in full.
When I make a mistake, it's too bad, you shouldn't make a mistake. When they make a mistake, it's not our problem, we're not going to pay you.
We can't tell you how to prevent a voided bet, but our analysis of state data shows you who voids the most. Sportsbooks tied to the Reds and Bengals are among the 10 most likely to void a bet, and so is the retail sportsbook here at Hard Rock Casino. In downtown, Dan Monk, WCPO 9 I-Team.